Whiskey 4, Juliet, Charlie Whiskey.
Charlie Whiskey Station, come back with a call sign slowly phonetically.
Okay, the call is Whiskey 4, Juliet, Charlie Whiskey. His name is John here in South Carolina. Good afternoon, Jim.
Roger, John, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running the Flex 6500. I was sitting here listening to you, and I wanted to make a comment as well, but go ahead and give me your opinion. I always love opinions. Go ahead.
Well, give me your comment first.
Oh, boy. Well, sitting here, I was watching you on the scope here as well, and you have a great sound. I was just going to give you a comment. It sounds like maybe the high end of your audio is a little bit maybe enhanced a bit high, just above 2.8, somewhere around 2.9 to 3K, and I'll let you listen to it here. Listen to this clip real quick.
Your radio sounds like if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor.
And so that's what I'm talking about. Sounds great. Dead on 3K and sharp skirts on each side, so it looks good, sounds good. Just a little bit hot on the high end. Go ahead.
John, and that was a beautiful recording, and it represents exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you have a balanced audio signal, but you have things called phase angle distortions and cancellations, and those things happen at the top end of the audio spectrum, up in the syllabic range primarily. Cancellations start up in the syllabic range, S's, and then they come on down. So if you're balanced normally, when you come into a severe phase cancellation, you lose the top end of your audio. There goes your balance. You're all mumbles and bass, because, you know, I'm trying to get a very broad audio spectrum rolling across, but I want to be sure that I have enough high-frequency content to still be intelligible, even if I become involved in a severe phase cancellation situation. Roger?
Oh, yeah, completely agree 100%, and that's exactly how I tonalized mine with the spectrum analyzer here as well. And anyway, I just thought I'd pass it along. Sounds great. Just a little fuzziness on the high ends, maybe a little bit too much EQ there. I don't know. Just from my ears, I'm listening to you from 0 to 3K flat here, and that's just what I'm hearing in the headphones, and want to play it back so you hear it. Go ahead and tell me what you're hearing from mine. I'm always curious. Go ahead.
It sounds very full range. You have a nice bottom and a nice top, and you obviously your top is not as robust as mine, so you will have problems if you come into a severe phase cancellation. And I don't know if you know exactly what I'm saying there, but you know, this whole thing, my transmission to you, your transmission to me, revolves around skywave reflections, and that is normally, you know, perfect. But sometimes things get reflected from a higher altitude slightly, and when they come down slightly, can come down slightly out of phase with the other signal. And when you have that, and when those signals become 180 degrees out of phase, and that starts at the top end, the lower the frequency, the cancellation drifts down. So, but at the beginning of that cancellation, it starts at the top end, and that's the high frequencies. You know, you could have a perfectly balanced signal, and you go through phase cancellation, and your mumbles. So, you know, the thing I want to do, be sure, is have a fat signal across the spectrum, stay out of ranges past 3K bandpass, you know, and I'll call it. And when you played back, man, I was really nice. Now, the other thing is, I think my personal harp is that folks should be monitoring what's really going on. And you will never hear from the speaker inside your radio, you will never hear what is really going on, because you just don't have enough cubes to make a speaker system work in that radio below 250 cycles. So you got to get that audio out of that radio and into a full spectrum audio system to really be able to tell what's going on. And when I say full spectrum, I'm talking about at least a 2.1 monitoring system where you have two satellite speakers and you have a subwoofer, and then you tune the subwoofer to for balance between it and the other two speakers, and then you're listening from about 16K down to about 50, 60, maybe 40 cycles. And in that way, then you'll begin to hear what's actually going on and being transmitted. Roger?
Qso, yeah, I'm listening to it that way as well. I understand. I never listen to a radio speaker, by the way. I do have, obviously, with the Flex, you have to have powered speakers, and I have them. But normally, I'm wearing the Sony 7506 cans, and you know what their spectrum is. So listening to you there, and it's a nice flat response. And my only comment, like I say, was the little fuzziness there on the end, on the high end, which is the kind of the way you have it tailored and to balance it out, and certainly understand that. Okay, well, anyway, I'll let you go ahead and work a couple more. You said you turned into a pumpkin here in about, what time is it here? In about 7 minutes, so maybe somebody else will get in there and you give a few more critiques. Take care, Jim. Nice to work you. KC9VKV, W4JCW. Till next time.
Roger, John. And again, if you go to YouTube and do that, call it a search, KC9VKV, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, and look for my group Aircheck 22020, and look at your audio on the spectrum analyzer on the set. Just beautiful. 3's that way, John. This is KC9VKV. We have about 5 minutes to go before pumpkin time. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.